Hey guys, Nancy Ume here. Welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about avocados. Guys, you know how frustrating it is to buy avocados. You know, they're nice and green, and the next day they're all spoiled. I want to talk about how to preserve your avocados, make them last for you, and just enjoy them. These fruits are superfoods, and they're my favorite complete foods because of all the nutrients that they have. Now, the first thing you want to do is know your avocados. There's so many different shapes and sizes, over 1,500 species in the world. So you see that, you need to really learn. These ones here are my creamy favorites. The Pinkerton, Fuerte, Tonnage, Lamb has, etc. They all have different fat content, water content. The fatter, the better for you. All right, it will last longer. So if you're in Nigeria or any other tropical country, the best place to store your avocados is on a cold floor in a dark room with no sunlight. If you're in a temperate country, just use the windowsill or put in a brown paper bag. Now, very important tip is to plan ahead. Now, I always have 9 ripe avocados or semi-ripe at a time because I feed 6 people, and based on how we eat, what we eat, it's always important to buy them unripe, all right, so that it can ripen at yours. The good thing is avocados do not ripen on the trees, so you can always purchase them unripe and ripen them yourself at home. Now, that might be that might be risky because some don't even get ripe. Depends on when they were plucked from the tree, but don't buy them ripe, right? Because they would spoil if you don't have plans for them. Now, when you're buying, look for blemishes, look for uneven textures, make sure there are no soft spots, all right? Make sure there are no bruises, just like this one here on this Pinkerton avocado. There's a bruise there, and that can be an avenue for, microbes to enter the fruit and make it spoil. So make sure it's perfect. I know it might be hard, but also look out for the stem. Make sure it's intact. I took this one out, but if you're at the market, even if the stem is out, make sure it's green. But it's always important to make sure that the stems are there so that microbes don't get into your fruit and then spoil it. You want to shake as well. When you shake and you can hear the peat moving, it just means that it's going to ripen on time. If you intend to keep your avocados for a long time, that might not be a good idea, but if you want to ripen them fast, that's fine. Now, to ripen your avocados fast, you want to put them beside fruits that produce ethylene. Now, this enzyme is responsible for ripening of fruits, and put your bananas and your apples beside it and it will ripen fast. Do not store unripe avocados in the fridge. See, it just disrupts the entire ripening process, and that's not good for you. If you find yourself with so many avocados, you might put it there just to save some time. But how I store it, I put my semi-ripe avocados in a plastic bag, and then I put them at the back of my fridge. Now, my fridge automatically has a low humidity setting, just so that we don't have too much moisture going on, and that keeps it for a whole week. But make sure it's not too ripe before you put it in there. Now, if you find yourself cutting open an avocado and you don't want to just eat everything immediately, you want to make sure that you have some lemon juice handy, because that's going to help prevent the oxidation of the other half of your avocado. Now, you see that I've cut open my avocado. I have used for just half of it, and I don't want to eat everything now. So I'm just going to put the part that has the peat into a plastic bowl or a glass bowl, and I'm going to sprinkle some lemon juice on top of the flesh, and that is going to keep my avocado in the fridge safe for 3 to 4 days, and when I'm ready to use it, it will be perfect and it won't turn brown. All right, that's the perfect way to store your halves in the fridge. And there's another option. You could, if you don't have lemon juice, you could just put some red onions. The sulfuric acid in the red onions would keep your second half very fresh till you're ready to use it. Guys, this actually works. 3 to 4 days, your avocados will stay fresh in the fridge and nothing will happen to it. Just keep it at the back of the fridge and make sure your fridge is on low humidity settings. Now, here I used avocados that I put in the fridge, and they were perfect for my rice, and I even used them on toast. These were, they stayed 3 to 4 days in the fridge and they were perfect. Now, if you do not want to stress yourself, let's say you have a party and you need to make some guacamole and you want them to last, and I'm going to show you a few tricks. You could actually mash your avocados and refrigerate them up to 3 days ahead of time. I even I freeze them in the freezer. I put them in the freezer for up to 3 months. But the downside is that they won't be as creamy as you would want them. So just as usual, lemon juice. Lemon juice is your friend. You should always have lemon juice at home, as this really helps to stop the oxidation process and stops it from turning brown. I do this a lot. In fact, I always have guacamole. So this is what I do. I put them in the fridge, just squeeze some lemon juice on top, and that stays fresh for up to 3 days in the fridge, even 6 months in the freezer. And I had some chicken nuggets the other day, and nobody even knew I used frozen guacamole because it still looked amazing. Look at that. These were fresh anyways. I made these ones fresh, but I stored the excess ones in the fridge. Now, if you want to take out the pits and it's quite hard, the best way is to use a knife. A knife is, but you have to be very careful, is the best way. And I want to show you how I store my slices of avocados in the fridge. To slice your avocado, you want to take out the flesh from the skin and just do straight lines with your knife across, and very carefully, of course, especially if you have the thin fleshed avocados. The Hass is usually the best for this because the flesh is very thick. You could also make cubes by cutting horizontally and vertically. I store these when I have, I have to meal prep and I have salads to make for the week. I just put them in cubes and then I put them in the fridge. Guys, I sprinkle some lemon juice on top of them and just store them in the fridge. These are great for salads, and you can even freeze them for your smoothies and your puddings. I make avocado puddings for my children, and I always use the frozen ones. It keeps very well for up to 3 days in the fridge and up to 6 months in the freezer. See? You'd notice that I had avocado slices there. These were from the fridge. You could use them for your salads as a side. Look at the ones from the fridge. You wouldn't even know that they're from the fridge because they didn't turn brown and they look amazing on my salad. Now, another trick, will I say tip, is a chef trick. If you want your avocados to stay nice and colorful, you don't want them to turn brown, you can actually blanch them for 10 seconds in boiling water. It should be no longer than 10 seconds, else you're going to cook the avocados. Just count 10 seconds in boiling water, take them out immediately, and then just cut them open. When you cut them open, these avocados will stay colorful. They will not turn brown. Guys, I thought it was a lie, but I tried it, and see, 4 hours later, these avocados looked amazing. They can stay up to 4 hours. I even pushed my luck. I pushed for 6 hours, but they started to brown a little bit. But these are very effective ways to keep your avocados fresh. If you don't intend to destroy the flavor by, putting any lemons on them, these are amazing. I did this to these avocados on my pasta, and they did not turn brown even after 4 hours. All right? I even, use them for your sandwiches. But guys, all these tricks, you must not throw away avocados again, all right?